6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister performed the groundbreaking of the East Bay Expressway in Gwadar today. The President has emphasized that Operation Radul Fasad will continue till the elimination of the last terrorist. The Senate has been informed that the government has taken various steps to ensure transparency in the pharmaceutical sector. The Chairman All Parties Hurriyat Conference has appealed to the international human rights organizations to use their influence for immediate release of the Kashmiri prisoners from Indian jails. Former Vice President of Zimbabwe, Emerson Mnangagwa, will be sworn in as the president on Friday. FATA beat Karachi Whites by 19 runs in the National T20 Cup in Rawalpindi today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi performed the groundbreaking of the East Bay Expressway in Gwadar today. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said the 15 billion rupee project will provide a vital link from Gwadar to the Makran Coastal Highway. He was confident that the expressway will be completed in the stipulated period. Shahid Khaqan Abbasi said the series of projects started in Gwadar reflect the unparalleled relations between China and Pakistan. The Prime Minister expressed the confidence that the multi-billion-dollar CPAC will add a new dimension to the friendship between the two countries. He said the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor reflects the vision of the Chinese President Xi Jinping and former Prime Minister Mohammad Nawaz Sharif. He said CPAC now enjoys the support of all the provinces. The Prime Minister said the first pilot free economic zone project under CPAC will be completed this year, while the work on the other three is continuing. The groundbreaking of the Gwadar airport will soon be performed, while water and power problems of the area will also be addressed. President Mamnoon Hussain and Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi have expressed deep grief and sorrow over the martyrdom of Major Ishaq. In separate messages, they said Major Ishaq embraced martyrdom to achieve a great objective, which is the elimination of terrorism. The President emphasized that Operation Radul Fasad is being carried out all over the country to eradicate the menace of terrorism without any discrimination, and it will be continued till the elimination of the last terrorist. The Prime Minister lauded the sacrifices of the security forces for the defense and security of the country. In his condolence message, the Defense Minister Khurram Dastagir Khan said the sacrifice of the martyred officer for the country will not go waste. The Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa and other officials attended the funeral prayers of Major Ishaq in Dera Ismail Khan, who embraced martyrdom in exchange of fire with the terrorists in Kolachi area of Dera Ismail Khan. The Minister for National Health Services, Saira Afzal Tarar, has said the government has taken various steps to ensure transparency in the pharmaceutical sector. She was responding to a calling attention notice moved by Kareem Ahmed Khwaja in the Senate today regarding the report of the World Health Organization on governance in the public pharmaceutical sector. The minister said Pakistan itself had requested the World Health Organization to evaluate the gaps in its pharma sector. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Sohail Aman, has emphasized the need for joint military exercises and sharing of experiences between Pakistan and the British Royal Air Force. He was talking to the Chief of the Royal Air Force, Sir Stephen Heller, at the Defence Ministry in London. The Air Chief highlighted the key role of the Pakistan Air Force in successful operations against terrorism. The Royal Air Chief appreciated the professional capability of the Pakistan Air Force and its role in eliminating the menace of terrorism from the country. Air Chief Marshal Sohail Aman also visited the historic No. 9 Squadron of the Royal Air Force. Pakistan's permanent representative at the United Nations in Geneva, Farrukh Amil, has been elected as the President of the Commission on Investment, Enterprise and Development of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. The election took place at the 9th annual session of the Commission in Geneva. The Foreign Office has described Pakistan's election to lead the United Nations Commission on Investment as a reflection of the international community's recognition of the country's role as an important player in multilateral fora on trade and development. This is Radio Pakistan. The government of Japan and the United Nations Development Programme have signed an agreement to provide $5.9 million to the Election Commission of Pakistan to strengthen its capacity. The Secretary Election Commission of Pakistan, Babar Yaqub Fateh Muhammad, said the Election Commission of Pakistan's successful partnership with the United Nations Development Programme under its Electoral Assistance Project will enhance the professional capacity of the Commission. The ambassador of Japan to Pakistan said both the Election Commission and the UNDP will play their role to make the upcoming election credible and transparent. The construction work on the Hazara motorway is in full swing and will become operational by the end of this year. According to an official of the National Highways Authority, 59-kilometer Burhan Haveliya section of the motorway, forming part of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, will cost 34 billion rupees. The Azad Jammu and Kashmir Working Development Party has approved 22 projects costing 4.38 billion rupees. The approval was given during a meeting chaired by the Additional Chief Secretary Development, Dr. Syed Asif Hussain Shah, in Muzaffarabad today. The projects relate to communications and works, agriculture, technical education, foreign-funded projects, livestock, and industries. The member AJK Legislative Assembly Waqar Ahmed Noor took oath as office holder of the Prime Minister Implementation Inspection Commission. The AJK Prime Minister Raja Farooq Haider Khan administered the oath to him at a ceremony in Muzaffarabad today. The status of Waqar Ahmed Noor will be identical to that of a minister. The chairman of all parties, Hurriyat Conference, Sayyid Ali Gilani, has appealed to the Amnesty International, Asia Watch, and other international human rights organizations to use their influence for immediate release of the Kashmiri prisoners from Indian jails. In a statement in Srinagar today, he expressed serious concern over the deteriorating health of the illegally detained senior resistance leader Shabir Ahmad Shah in New Delhi's infamous Tihar jail. Sayyid Ali Gilani said Shabir Ahmad Shah is being subjected to political vendetta and has been deprived of medical treatment despite the fact that he's suffering from multiple ailments. He deplored that other Kashmiri detainees are also being subjected to ill treatment in Tihar jail. The United Nations Tribunal at The Hague sentenced former Bosnian Serb commander Ratko Mladic to life imprisonment today after finding him guilty of genocide and war crimes in the Bosnian War from 1992 to 1995. The tribunal convicted him on 10 of the 11 charges. Known as the Butcher of Bosnia, Mladic led forces during the massacre of Bosnian Muslims in Srebrenica and the siege of Sarajevo. 100,000 people had been killed and 2.2 million displaced by the war. Saad al-Hariri has announced to defer his resignation as the Prime Minister of Lebanon in response to a request from President Michel Aoun to allow more dialogue on its reasons. He made the announcement in a televised speech after meeting the president in Beirut today. Saad al-Hariri said he takes the decision with a view to strengthen national unity and resolve internal conflicts. He vowed to work with President Aoun for security of the country. In Zimbabwe, former Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa will be sworn in as president on Friday following the resignation of Robert Mugabe. This was reported by the state media today. Mnangagwa, who fled for his safety after Robert Mugabe sacked him 2 weeks ago, is expected to arrive in Harare today. Cricket. Fata beats the Karachi Whites by 19 runs in the National T20 Cup in Rawalpindi today. Batting first, Fata scored 220 runs for the loss of 6 wickets and restricted Karachi Whites to 200 runs. Fata's Mukhtar Ahmed, who scored 117 runs, was declared player of the match. In another match of the tournament, chasing a victory target of 175 runs against Islamabad, the Lahore Blues were 36 runs for the loss of no wicket in 3.4 overs a short while ago. Earlier, Islamabad scored 174 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in the allotted 20 overs. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. Foggy conditions are likely to prevail at a few places and in the plain areas of the Punjab and Upper Sindh during morning hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also log on to the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official for live video streaming of our bulletins.